Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at a collection of 3 Zelos Swordfish models here. They may all look similar, but they are in fact different. The one on the right is the latest version of the Zelos Swordfish 40mm. This just launched on the 10th of November 2022. This is the titanium version, which I believe released a year ago. And this is the previous version of the stainless steel Swordfish, which was released before the titanium model. So let's take a look at the two on the ends here first. So the main differences for the latest version of the 40mm stainless steel Swordfish is that it has female end links, which you can see right here, versus the male end links. It has a sapphire bezel insert, and it has a new clasp that is toolless, quick adjustable. So you can see the old style here has the safety clasp and then the dual pushers, and then this milled in the middle here, milled clasp. Then you can see we have 6 micro adjusts, so you would need a tool to adjust that, perhaps a toothpick or a tool like this. And the new version is right here. So it looks a little more clean. You don't have that safety clasp. It does look a little chunkier, but I think it's just a visual thing. And then it has the dual pushers. And of course the portion here is milled. And then it has this push button here to quickly enlarge or tighten the bracelet. So push, and then you can push the bracelet in that way, or you can push this and pull it out. So it's a slick system. It's about 11 millimeters of adjustment. And those are all the differences. They both have the quick release end links here, solid links, solid end links also, screw pins. But this portion of the clasp is all different. So it's a neat system. No, you do not feel that little hump there. You do not feel that on your wrist. I really like this colorway. It's pretty neat. And this one here is the meteorite mother of pearl dial. I had a meteorite one of these too, but I recently sold that one off. But anyway. I really like these watches. They wear well on my 6.5 inch wrist, and they look good. Hopefully you can see them with their pearl dial. Nice short lug to lug. Lug to lug on the case itself is 45.5 millimeter, and all 3 of these watch cases appear to be exactly the same, at least from my eye looking at it visually and taking some measurements. Lug to lug on both cases, 45.5. Bezel is right around 40 millimeter diameter, 12.4 millimeter thick. Yes, they both have signed crowns. They're both polished on the top. Right below the bezel here, you can see that's polished, and then it has the polished inner chamfered edge there. And the top of the lug guards, crown guards, are polished as well. Wonder what a lug guard would be. I don't know, just a slip of the tongue there. So anyway, but with the female end links, you're looking at 46 on the bracelet, tip to tip. And then with the male end links, you're looking at 50 millimeter tip to tip. So the female end link does aid the comfort. Some folks may not like the way it looks, because then you can see this bracelet coming up into here versus just coming down like that. It doesn't really bother me either way. I prefer the smaller fit of a female end link, since I have a smaller wrist. But I do have the Submariner, and that has a male end link, and it wears just fine on my wrist too. So I think it comes down to personal preference. Anyway, 12.4 thick, 20 millimeter lug width on both of these, and they both do taper down to 18. And then this clasp here is 20.25 21.4 millimeter thick, and this one is 21 millimeter, not really thick, wide. The width of it is 21 versus 21.4. It's really not that much of a difference. I didn't measure the length of these. Length, see, it appears to be just about the same. And they are both signed. This, of course, is centered on the entire clasp. This one is centered between the safety clasp and the edge here. 6.5 millimeter crowns on both of these, and the previous version weighs in at 145 grams, and the new version weighs in at 155 grams. So I would say that additional 10 grams is due to the clasp there. Okay, let's compare the previous stainless steel version to the titanium version. Let me zoom back out a little bit here. For this one, I went with the salmon dial, and actually I think these are still available for sale. I believe they're 400 or 450, somewhere around there, maybe 450. I think I'll actually be selling this watch off, but that's a story for a different day. But yeah, this watch is very light. It's amazingly lightweight. Yeah, you know, I don't really even feel it on wrist. The clasp, I'm pretty sure this clasp is stainless steel. It looks like it is. That's what they did on the 42 millimeter titanium Swordfish as well. They went with the stainless steel clasp. Actually, I have the links here. So what I did is I put the titanium links that I removed from the watch. I just nested them in with the stainless steel links here. There are 3 titanium links on the right and 3 stainless steel links on the left. So you can see the color difference there. That was a neat little test here. But yeah, they do fit together. This looks a little more kind of like a bronze tint to it, I guess. But anyway. So the case is actually the same size, the clasp, it's the same clasp. Same dimensions. So everything is basically the same except for the weight. The weight on this one is 114 grams versus 145 grams on this. So that's a 31 gram difference, or just a little bit over 1 ounce difference in weight. So yeah, if you haven't experienced a titanium watch, you know, pick one up, check it out. I used to think that titanium watches were really cool. I still do, but I'm leaning back towards stainless steel watches. I like a little bit extra weight on the wrist. And the titanium watch just doesn't feel quite heavy enough, which is kind of a weird thing to say. Usually I like everything more lightweight. Or I like everything with less weight, I guess would be the better way to say that. Bezel action. Let's see if you can hear this. If you can hear that difference. This one is louder, which makes sense because the titanium transfers sound easier. A denser material, the sound doesn't travel through it as easily, so I guess that makes sense why this is louder. It doesn't sound as good, but it feels the same. I gotta check it one more time. I guess it doesn't really feel the same. It feels lighter, which is, I mean, it's titanium, so I guess you would expect that, but it's weird that to think that turning the bezel feels lighter. And it doesn't sound as good. So it's just one downside of a titanium, but it doesn't transfer the heat as much either, so it won't feel as cold on your wrist on a cold day. But they both have the ceramic bezel insert. Let me know, what do you think about titanium watches? Do you prefer stainless steel? And also, I'm curious your thoughts on the ceramic bezel insert versus a sapphire bezel insert. Yes, I will show the Lume here in a moment. I'll put all these on wrist real quick, and I'll show you the Lume because this has a full Lume dial. And does that look like a vintage Lume? I don't know, it's hard to say. This one's white as white can be for sure. These other ones don't look quite as white, but I could be off on that. The sandwich dial's done a little bit differently too, maybe here. I don't know. We'll look at it here in just a moment. Let me get my watch off wrist, and we'll try each of these on. Let's put them on kind of in order here from oldest to newest. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It really does help me out. Yeah, these all look the same on wrist, so I'll just put them on real quick here. Really like that dial. Mother of Pearl and Meteorite is just so cool to me. Made by nature, I guess. I don't know, is Meteorite made by nature? It comes from outer space. I guess it's still nature. Yeah, so much lighter. It's just funny wearing this watch. I like that salmon dial too. I think it kind of matches with the titanium's a bit of a warmer color, and the dial's a warmer color too. Get this one on wrist. So the hump in the clasp is just right up here, but I mean, I don't feel it on my wrist really. That little hump right there. It's a divot from this side, but a hump on the other side when it's pressing onto your skin, but it's really not doing that. So let me know which of these three watches you like the best as well. I'm curious. You know, I didn't turn the bezel on this one, did I? Feels just like the other stainless steel one. Alright, let me pause the video and we'll check out the Lume. Okay, so on the right, obviously, is the new version of the Swordfish. This one is called Sky Blue. It's already sold out, so you have to get it from the secondary market. The one in the middle is the titanium with the salmon dial. And on the left is the previous version of the Swordfish 40mm stainless steel, and that has the mother of pearl dial. Yeah, the full Lume dial looks very cool, but for me it's easier to tell the time with the more traditional Lume, I guess we'll call it. Yeah, the handset and the indices on the version in the middle and on the left, the Lume looks to be a little bit different of a color, but it's hard to tell with that full Lume dial. So that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time and thank you for watching.